Hi, it's Roger Hamilton again with a video on your genius, how to live like a genius. Now, you would have seen there's other videos like how to learn like a genius, how to lead like a genius, how to love like a genius. This one's a big one. How do you set your whole life up in a way that it actually suits your genius as has come out in the Genius Test? Well, successful people in the world that I have ever met or read about or seen, every one of them designed a life based on one of four types of genius. And as we go through each of these, you'll see that the way that you design your life will make all the difference as to whether or not you're going through with effortless ease and in flow, or whether you're going through with high stress, where everything feels like hard work. So first of all, let's just go through what those geniuses are. We have Dynamo, we have Blaze, we have Tempo, and Steel. And while I've already made direct connections between these four and the seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, or parts of the brain, intuitive thinking, sensory thinking, left brain, right brain, and the whole series of other ways in terms of ways to understand this, I'm going to now do it using something which goes back 5,000 years, which is the 5 Chinese elements. And there's 4 of them that you can see here. And from some of the videos later, you'll see what happens with the 5th one and how it links to these 4. But first of all, this Dynamo genius is linked to the element which is wood. Wood energy, which actually has an energy to it, which is to grow. That's why if you set up a Dynamo genius in a way that they can't grow, they can't try new things. If you are a Dynamo genius, you know you have way too many ideas, and people might even try and stop you from those ideas. There's a way that you can control that genius to make it work for you, but you still need to know you can do it. Because if you're not even allowed to have new ideas or to see them come to life, you're going to leave whatever it is you're doing, whatever team you're in, whatever job you're in. Now, this is very different as an energy, which we're going to see get set up for how you go about living a life that honors your genius, from Blaze, which is a second frequency or energy called fire. Because of course you need wood to turn into fire. You need something what to turn into who. So from the fire here, we have a second energy, which is glow. Blaze geniuses love having fun. Someone like an Oprah Winfrey, who everyone's heard of, or some of the people in the media who everyone's heard of, they love having fun. Are they good with numbers or details or going down and going through spreadsheets? They don't have to be, because they're already living a life where they build all this attraction around who they are. As opposed to the wood, which is about being creative, where the people here, whether they're the Walt Disneys or the Steve Jobs or the Thomas Edisons or the Albert Einsteins, that they actually got honored and realized that they have a genius, not because they were great with people, but because they were great with their creations. And so from here, we go down to Tempo energy, where an environment that the Tempo needs is not something which is going like crazy everywhere, but something that's actually slowing down. This is earth energy, which is grounded energy. And this earth energy, this has a different focus, which is to slow. In fact, you're going to find that a lot of times, if you are judging someone who's a Tempo genius by how quickly they go, then as a result of that, you're already pulling them out of their genius. In the same way that people who are Dynamo geniuses obviously are frustration to a Tempo genius because they're moving too quickly. But it's okay if you think that a car has a brake and it also has an accelerator. And it's the fact that you have both together that actually allows the car to be able to control its pace and its speed, which is why having a team is so important. And then we get to the final one, the Steel energy, which is metal. And this metal here is about another energy called no, because they need the detail. And so if you don't put them in a situation which gives them that information and that detail, then they also aren't going to live a life of fulfillment and a life which actually is allowing them to be who they're going to be. I have seen so many relationships, so many couples or families, so many teams fall apart or get into huge conflicts because they're not honoring the genius of the others within the team as well. And as you go through this and see that the life we're talking about you creating and the structure I'm about to share with you, this is not just about a foundation for how you go about bringing out the best of your genius in your life. It's also about how you go about, almost like a radio station tuning into the radio waves, how you go about actually becoming one of the frequencies which allows you to be able to make the music with those around you. So let's go through what are the 4 different types and where you might find them. How this informs everything from how you set up your day, and there'll be some videos later you'll see how we actually design a day, how we actually design the spaces, through to what kind of a job you get for yourself or what you advise your children to actually have, through to the kind of career you end up choosing, or even how you go about doing your social media strategies, or how you go about looking at things online. All of that has everything to do with realizing that each of us has a way that we get to fulfillment, which is linked to our human needs. You might have heard of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. You might have heard of Tony Robbins talking about 6 human needs. We have human needs, but we actually have them conflicting or different from each other. At the top here, the structure that a dynamo genius needs within his life is something called freedom. Another word for freedom is significance, a way to stand out and be who you're meant to be. And dynamo geniuses get really excited when they're in a situation where they can actually prove themselves, to try something new. And so as a result, you want to put them in that kind of an environment. That's a very different environment from someone on the opposite side, where it's not about freedom and being able to just move into any space and try anything new thing, but it's actually something called connection, which is about the people, it's about service, making everyone getting looked after. If you have someone in the team that's doing this job, but everything's about starting new things, I've been in situations where I've had dynamo geniuses working for me, and when I wasn't paying attention, I'd be saying, right, we're gonna have this great new thing we're gonna do. And sure enough, with me bringing my dynamo genius in, it then breaks up all of this earth energy where they're having questions, a different type of question. Well, when's that going to happen? How's that going to affect the way that we're working with the people we have? And if I'm too quick, moving too fast, then I'm going to lose the people here who really need to have that grounding in order for them to go home fulfilled every night. They're measuring something different in what they actually take satisfaction out of in the world. And then we have here on this side, a very different type of foundation to this side, something called variety, where if you're not letting a Blaze Genius try new things all the time, if you're not allowing them to learn new things and to work with different people that allow them to have new experiences, then you're clearly going to lose them, because they're gonna go look for something which is giving them fulfillment through variety. And of course, the opposite of variety on this side, something called certainty, is not about everything changing all the time. It's about things actually staying the same, or at least in a rhythm and a pattern that is predictable for someone on this side. We actually attract often the opposites to people that we actually connect with, because they give us the opposite side. Someone on the steel genius side might want really find attraction to someone who's actually trying new things all the time, and vice versa, but then don't judge them for where they are the opposite. This actually then informs us even on what we do with our lives. You're going to find many people in the medical field, in the emergency services, in the trading fields. They're here because they're every day getting that connection. People in the creative fields, people trying new things, innovation, you find them here. Someone like a Bill Gates will even spend time with someone like a Warren Buffett, but they won't even be there interested in investing in each other's business, because one's much more about having that connection and knowing that they actually have a sense of timing, where the other one's always got the freedom of actually creating new things. And the same on the certainty side and the variety side, you're going to find that as a result of people on this side getting really into the detail. They'll be great when it comes to certain types of internet businesses or financial businesses. Whereas on this side, it's much more about the entertainment side or the communication side. And just by knowing that, it's not even about a career path based on a profession. It's a career path based on the energy and the genius that's already naturally yours. So follow your genius and make sure that you ensure everyone around you is able to also follow their genius, so they get fulfillment every day to stay in their flow.